For being a humble bushcraft channel, we've talked about a fair bit of knives. From Bowie knives to bushcraft knives, all the way over to tanto and stiletto knives. We've even thrown a few hatchets. And follow me for more recipes. For even more hype and less substance. Not that we're trying to compete with the likes of Advanced Knife Bro. To be honest, that guy kind of scares me. Of all these knives, one knife previously unmentioned became extremely popularized by the movie The Hunted in 2003. Well, we were trying to mimic the throw from The Hunted with this guy, and obviously didn't pan out. Here's what we had previously recorded to follow up this shot. This one being a little cheaper Damascus knockoff, gifted to me by an actor I once worked with, and not the original Tom Brown by Tops Knives. Now we gotta look up a replacement for that guy so we can finish this video. But unlike a lot of bushcraft channels, we're not trying to overhype something and get you to buy it through our associates link and make a bunch of cash. No, we're all about the finest, cheapest over here. If it breaks again, it breaks again, and we'll just film that and that'll be the video. Price is right. Let's have a look. Sheath looks a little cheap, but hey, good size. Micarta handles. Okay, well, let's have a look at the reviews here. 4.3 of 5 stars out of 1,152 people. Not bad, but you can't just trust these reviews. Due diligence is due. We'll go over to YouTube and check it out. And yeah, we know. Amazon is the devil, but we live in the middle of nowhere and they've got a great return policy. And timely delivery. I guess this just became an unboxing video. Got your little pouch in here for a sharpener or whatever else. And a little pocket for a ferro rod. I might actually put a cylindrical sharpener in there, as these knives are harder to sharpen, which we'll do a video on another time. But the cylindrical kind of rod sharpeners do well for these. Only option here is scout carry. A common misconception about scout carry is that it's behind you for concealment. Puns intended. And though this might partially be true, it's more there to keep it off your side, out of the way of branches and bush as you transverse through the wilderness scouting. For sure, these knives are of complicated shape and construction. So blind backwards resheathing can get a little complicated and sketchy. Personally, I like my fingers and want to keep them attached. Other types of carry for this type of setup are Shogun and inverted Shogun cost draw. But this is real life and we're not rolling 20-sided RPG dice. We also like to keep our fingers intact, as we mentioned. So we'll just keep it to our back carry or find another sheet altogether. Dog walked, knife thrown, belt taken off and put back on like 4 or 5 times. Let's get back to the review. I wouldn't necessarily call it a cheap sheath, scabbard. It's more like it's just really kind of hard and thin. But the stitching seems to be holding up. And it's got this nice ridged back spacer kind of stitch in here. But it is, like I say, rather hard leather, almost like a rawhide type. So maybe we'll throw some bear grease on that or just some oils to see if we can loosen that up a little bit. Break it in. Nice little zip lock on this guy. It's not as heavy as I would have thought it to be. Followed by a secondary bag and some wax paper wrap. Quite large, almost like Bowie kind. It's got a thick shaft. Comes up pretty sharp with a light oiling, walnut handles, and these scales are attached with a barrel kind of grommet. Exposed tang on the back is kind of nice. A couple of anchor points for lanyards. Teeth are fairly decent. They've got a good catch to them. Good drop point or point on the knife itself. These walnut scales could be looking at some maintenance underneath, but these barrel kind of rivets are removable. We'll get into all that in another video. From here, we dug deeper into the box, talked about letters of authenticity, silica packs, and another little pamphlet they had advertising their Fuller knife collection. If you're interested in a tracker knife though, D2 steel, it's a big knife, it's hefty, nice walnut handles. The sheath actually pretty decent. I would go for this one rather than something more expensive and then maybe move up from there if you're interested. We were also going to go into the finer aspects and details of the design of the knife and how to use it, because not a lot of people actually understand the design and how to use a tracker knife. But we're going to put that in another video. So please do click like, subscribe, and notify so that you can get notified of that video. In the meantime, as always, know your exits and carry a good book.